I quote from the I Am discourses. The first expression of every individual everywhere in the universe, either in spoken word, silent thought, or feeling, is I am, recognizing its own conquering divinity. The student, me, you, all of us, endeavoring to understand and apply these mighty yet simple laws must stand guard more strictly over his thoughts and expression in words or otherwise. For every time you say, I am not, I cannot, I have not, you are, whether knowingly or unknowingly, throttling that great presence within you. These words, I am. I opened up this program with the words, I am well, I am perfect health. And where do you think they came from? What do these words, I am, mean? In Exodus chapter 3, and says, Moses, Moses. And the first words that Moses says to God are, here I am. Then he said, do not draw near here, this place. Take off your sandals and for your feet, for this place where you stand is holy ground. And God speaks to Moses and says, I want you to go to the Pharaoh and I want you to free your people. And Moses is going, wait, hold on here. Who am I? And who are you? Moses says to God, who am I that I should go to the Pharaoh and that I should bring the children of Israel out of Egypt? So he said, I will certainly be with you, and this shall be a sign to you that I have sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you shall serve God on this mountain. Then Moses says to God, indeed, when I come to the children of Israel, and I say to them, the God of your fathers has sent me to you, and they say to me, what is his name? What shall I say to them? And God says to Moses, I am that I am. And he said, thus you shall say to the children of Israel, I am has sent me to you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial to all generations. My name is I am that I am. Now, every single time that you use the words I am, you are citing the name of God right from the holiest books. And every time you say the words, I am weak, I am poor, I am unlucky, I am unhappy, I am sick, I am unable to attract into my life what you want, you are desecrating the name of God. God did not say, I will be. My name is, I hope things work out well. My name is, maybe things will show up that I wanted, but possibly not. He said, I am that I am. You must be conscious of how you use these words. I am. I am strong. I am well. I am content. Even if your senses tell you something different, I am. And as we move now into the meat of this program, you'll see that putting the words I am in front of something into your mind and imagination is a very powerful way to attract into your life, recognizing your own divinity. I am God is not blasphemy. It is your identity.
We begin with the most profound and essential truth. You are already whole, already complete, and already enough. The world may attempt to convince you otherwise, whispering in your ear that you must become something more, that you must shrink yourself to fit into the boxes it has created for you. But here, in the deepest recesses of your soul, you know the truth. You are not meant to shrink, to minimize, or to diminish yourself to meet the standards of a world that cannot even comprehend the vastness of your potential. The truth, dear soul, is that your destiny is not to become someone else, but to become more fully and completely who you already are. The world around you is constantly changing, constantly shifting, offering you opportunities to become small, to fit into molds, to conform to the expectations of others. But I am here to remind you of something far greater. You are not meant to shrink to fit into this world. You are meant to expand into the fullest expression of who you are, to shine brightly, to belong, not because you have diminished yourself, but because you have fully embraced your own magnificence. When you shrink yourself, you are living a lie. You are living in a space that is not your own. You are adjusting your being to meet the false expectations of others, trading your authenticity for approval, your power for acceptance. But listen to the voice deep within you. It is time to let go of that lie. It is time to step into the truth that you do not need anyone's permission to be your fullest self. You do not need to shrink, diminish, or apologize for your brilliance. Your soul is not here to play small. Your soul is here to dance boldly and freely, to express the divine essence that flows within you. You were not created to blend into the shadows, to become invisible, or to hide in corners. You were created to stand tall, to expand into the greatness of your being, to show the world who you are, unapologetically, fearlessly, and powerfully. Now, understand this. The process of expanding to belong is not an easy one. It requires courage. The courage to let go of the past and all the false stories you have been told. It requires the courage to release the need for external validation, the need for others to tell you who you are and what you are worth. It requires the courage to walk away from what is familiar, what is comfortable, and step into the unknown, knowing that the path ahead is one of your own creation. This is not a journey for the faint of heart. It is the path of the warrior, the one who refuses to settle for anything less than their truth. It is the journey of the awakened soul who no longer seeks approval, who no longer believes in the lies that they have been fed, but instead stands firmly in the belief that they are worthy of their dreams, their desires, and their limitless potential. And so the first step in expanding to belong is releasing the past. You cannot move forward if you are constantly looking over your shoulder, holding on to the weight of past mistakes, past disappointments, and past failures. These are not your truths. They are simply experiences that have shaped you, but they do not define you. The person you were yesterday is not the person you are today, and it is not the person you are becoming. To release the past, you must forgive yourself. You must release the judgments you have placed upon yourself for not being enough, for not doing enough, for not living up to some illusory standard of perfection. You are not here to be perfect, dear one. You are here to be real. You are here to be authentic. And in your authenticity, in your willingness to be vulnerable, to be imperfect, you will find your true power. The second step in expanding to belong is shifting your mindset. The world tells you that you must hustle, that you must work harder, push further, strive more. But I am here to tell you that true belonging, true peace, true success comes not from striving, but from surrender. It comes from knowing that the universe is not something you have to fight against, but something you are already in harmony with. You do not need to compete for your place in this world, for your place has already been set. You do not need to chase after approval, for you are already approved by the divine. When you surrender to this truth, when you stop trying to fit into the world's expectations and instead expand into your own truth, you will find that you belong exactly where you are, exactly as you are. You will stop trying to prove your worth, and instead you will begin to feel the inherent value that you have always held. You are worthy simply because you exist, because you are a divine expression of love, of light, of infinite potential. The third step is to embrace your uniqueness. There is no one else in the world like you. You were not created to fit into someone else's mold. You were not created to follow someone else's path. You were created to walk your own path, to follow your own heart, and to trust in your own intuition. The world needs your gifts, your talents, your perspective. The world does not need another copy. It needs the original version of you in all your glory. Too often we shrink ourselves because we fear standing out. We fear being different, being seen, being judged. But let me tell you this, when you shrink yourself, when you hide your light, you are depriving the world of the very thing it needs. you are depriving yourself of the joy, the fulfillment, and the connection that comes from living authentically. So I ask you, are you ready to expand? Are you ready to let go of the fear, the doubt, and the need for approval? Are you ready to step fully into your divine power and claim your place in this world, not as a diminished version of yourself, but as the grand, powerful, and limitless being you were always meant to be? When you expand to belong, you do not seek validation from others because you no longer need it. You belong to yourself. You belong to the universe. You belong to the divine flow of life that moves through all things. And in this belonging, in this deep and unshakable knowing that you are enough, you will find the peace, the fulfillment, and the joy that you have been searching for. This is your truth, dear one. You do not need to shrink to fit into a world that does not understand your light. You are meant to shine, to rise, and to expand. And as you do, you will see that you do not have to chase belonging, for belonging will come naturally, effortlessly, as you step into the fullness of who you are. You are already enough. You are already worthy. And you have the power, the strength, and the courage to expand into the greatness that is your birthright. So, let go of the past, release the need for approval, embrace your unique gifts, and step boldly into the world as the magnificent being you were always meant to be. You do not need to shrink to fit. You are meant to expand to belong. And as you expand, you will discover that the world has always been waiting for you to step into your greatness. Now, go forth, dear one, and let your light shine. Let it shine not because you are seeking validation, but because you are remembering who you truly are. You are not just a part of this world, you are the world itself, infinite, expansive, and filled with possibility. Expand to belong. The world is waiting for you to show up. You see, dear soul, there is a force within you, an energy so vast, so powerful, that it could never be contained by the limitations of the world's expectations. It is the same force that flows through the universe, that connects each star in the sky, each ripple in the ocean, each moment of life. This force, this energy is your true essence, your divine inheritance. It is the spark of creation itself, flowing through you, guiding you, calling you to rise above the noise of the world and to step into the truth of who you are. This truth, however, does not come from the outside. It does not come from the approval of others, nor from external validation. It comes from the quiet space within, from the sacred whispers of your soul, from that still point of infinite knowing that you have always had access to. The truth that you seek is not somewhere out there waiting for you to find it. No, it is already within you, patiently awaiting your recognition, your acceptance. So often, we are taught to look outside ourselves for answers. We search the world, we search the people around us for clues, for signs, for directions. We seek approval, affirmation, and guidance, believing that someone else holds the key to our peace, our happiness, our success. But I am here to remind you of something that you already know. Deep within you are the key. You have always been the key. The answers you seek are already written in the stars within you. They are already encoded in the deepest chambers of your heart. And the moment you begin to trust in this truth, the moment you begin to listen to your own soul, you will find that the world begins to rearrange itself in alignment with your highest purpose. You are not lost. You are not broken. You are simply awakening to the truth of who you are. And with this awakening comes the power to heal, to transform, and to expand in ways you never thought possible. When you allow yourself to expand, to fully embody your truth, you are not simply creating change in your own life. You are contributing to the evolution of the entire universe. You are a divine instrument of change, a powerful force of creation. Every time you step into your authentic self, Every time you choose to let go of the need to shrink, you are healing not just yourself, but the world around you. You are healing the collective consciousness, lifting the energy of the entire planet. You are a living embodiment of divine possibility. But this requires courage. It requires a willingness to face the unknown, to walk away from the familiar, to surrender the need for certainty. The truth of who you are is not something that can be grasped with the mind. It is not something that can be logically understood, explained, or proven. It is something that must be felt, something that must be experienced in the deepest chambers of your being. And so you must trust. You must trust that the universe is guiding you. You must trust that the path before you is not a random series of events, but a carefully orchestrated sequence of moments designed to bring you into alignment with your highest self. Every experience, every challenge, every setback, every triumph is a part of this grand design. Nothing is by accident. Everything is part of the plan. As you release the need to control, to force outcomes, to manipulate situations, you will find that life begins to flow more effortlessly. The resistance you have carried for so long will begin to dissolve. The weight of expectation, the weight of fear, the weight of self-doubt will lift, and you will feel lighter, freer, more expansive than you ever have before. And in this freedom, you will discover that true peace does not come from external circumstances, but from within. It comes from the quiet, knowing that you are exactly where you need to be, that you are always in the right place at the right time. There is no need to rush. There is no need to worry. There is only the present moment unfolding in perfect harmony with your soul's deepest desires. When you expand into your true self, you no longer need to compare yourself to others. You no longer need to measure your worth by the standards of the world. You are not here to be like anyone else. You are not here to fit into a mold or to live someone else's dream. You are here to live your own unique, extraordinary life. You are here to blaze your own trail, to create your own legacy, and to leave a mark on this world that is as unique as your soul's blueprint. And when you live from this place of authenticity, of alignment with your true self, you will begin to attract everything you need, people, opportunities, experiences into your life. The universe will mirror back to you the energy you radiate. If you radiate love, you will attract love. If you radiate peace, you will attract peace. If you radiate confidence, you will attract confidence. This is the law of attraction at work, not as a magical formula, but as a natural consequence of living in harmony with your true nature. You see, when you are fully in alignment with your authentic self, when you are fully expanded into your divine potential, you become magnetic. You become a beacon of light, drawing everything you need to you effortlessly. You do not have to chase after your desires. You do not have to fight for them. You do not have to prove your worth. You simply need to be. Be who you truly are, and the world will come to you. This is the beauty of expanding to belong. You do not have to change yourself to fit in. You do not have to make yourself smaller to be accepted. You do not have to sacrifice your truth to gain approval. Instead, you expand into the fullness of your being, and in that expansion, you will find that you are already home. You belong exactly as you are. There is no need to compete, no need to compare, no need to prove yourself. You belong because you exist. You belong because you are a divine expression of life itself. You belong because the universe created you with a purpose, with a plan, and with a light that is meant to shine brightly. So, as you step into the fullness of who you are, as you expand to belong, remember that you are not alone. You are never alone. You are always connected to the infinite, to the source of all that is, to the divine flow of life that moves through everything. And in that connection, in that knowing, you will find the courage, the strength, and the peace to continue your journey, to continue expanding, and to continue becoming the person you were always meant to be. And as you expand, as you step into your greatness, know that you are not just doing this for yourself. You are doing this for the world. You are doing this for humanity. You are doing this for the collective consciousness. Every time you expand into the truth of who you are, you help raise the vibration of the entire planet. You help to heal the collective wounds, to elevate the energy, to bring more love, more light, more peace into the world. So do not shrink to fit. Expand to belong. Expand to claim your place in this world. Expand to show the world what true power, true peace, and true love look like. Expand to become the fullest, most authentic version of yourself. And in that expansion, you will discover that you do not need to chase belonging, for you have always belonged. The universe has been waiting for you to remember this truth. And now, as you expand, you will see that the world has been waiting for you all along. As you expand, dear soul, the universe becomes more than just a space you occupy. It is no longer a series of random events or disconnected pieces. It transforms into an intricate web of relationships, opportunities, and experiences that are specifically tailored to guide you on your soul's journey. There is no such thing as coincidence. Every moment, every encounter is part of the grand design meant to bring you back into alignment with your divine self. But here lies the beauty. When you expand into your true self, you no longer have to search for meaning or validation outside of you. You stop searching for answers in the external world and start finding them within. You are no longer lost, no longer grasping for something that eludes you. Instead, you become a conscious co-creator with the universe, intentionally aligning your thoughts, actions, and energy with the flow of life. This is not about forcing or striving. It is about trust. It is about surrendering to the flow of the universe, knowing that everything you need is already on its way to you. As you let go of the need to control, the universe begins to flow through you effortlessly. Doors open, opportunities arise. People enter your life who resonate with your energy. Situations unfold in ways you could never have imagined, and yet they feel perfectly aligned with your soul's deepest desires. Let go of the belief that you must work harder or push further to achieve. Let go of the idea that life is a struggle to be won. Life is not a battle to be fought. It is a dance to be embraced. When you align with your true nature, life becomes a beautiful, effortless flow. The only effort required is the effort to release the need for struggle. The only work you need to do is the inner work of letting go, of resistance, of opening your heart, of trusting the path that unfolds before you. And let me remind you, the path may not always be easy. There will be moments of challenge, moments where you feel uncertain or afraid, but this is part of the process. These moments are not signs that you are on the wrong path. They are signs that you are growing, evolving, and expanding. They are the universe's way of showing you where you still hold resistance, where you are still attached to limiting beliefs, where you are still holding on to fear. And each time you face these moments with courage and trust, you will find yourself shedding layers of the old self, the false self, the self that was built on fear and scarcity, and emerging into the fullness of who you truly are. You will learn that there is nothing to fear. There is only the present moment, the moment that is always full of infinite possibilities. In each breath, you are given the opportunity to choose again, to choose love, to choose trust, to choose expansion. And with each conscious choice, you create your reality, one thought at a time. As you continue to expand, you will begin to see the world with new eyes. You will no longer see a world of limitation and lack. Instead, you will see a world of abundance and possibility. You will understand that the universe is not something separate from you, but that it is you and you are it. The same energy that created the stars, the planets, and the galaxies is the same energy that flows through you. You are not separate from this vastness. You are a part of it, an extension of it. And as you step into your true self, you will begin to feel the immense power and beauty that resides within you. You are the embodiment of the divine, and as such, you are capable of creating miracles in your life. But these miracles are not about bending the world to your will. They are about aligning with the flow of divine energy and allowing it to move through you. The miracles are not outside of you. They are the natural result of living in alignment with your true self. As you expand, you will notice that the people around you begin to shift as well. You will begin to attract those who resonate with your energy, those who support and uplift you, those who reflect back the beauty and power that you have come to recognize in yourself. The relationships that once felt draining or disconnected will begin to transform. You will no longer settle for relationships that do not honor your true self. You will no longer allow others to diminish your light. And in turn, you will inspire others to do the same. Your expansion will be contagious. As you step into your truth, you will show others that they too are capable of doing the same. You will awaken the divine within them, reminding them of their own limitless potential. The more you expand, the more you help others expand, and together, you will create a world where authenticity, love, and truth are the foundation of all human interaction. This is what it means to live in harmony with your true self. It means knowing that you do not need to shrink to fit into the world's standards. You belong not because you fit in, but because you are willing to stand out as the unique and powerful being you are always meant to be. You expand, not for others, but for yourself. You expand because your soul is calling you to. And in this expansion, you will find not only your true self, but a deep sense of belonging that cannot be shaken because it is not dependent on anyone else's approval. The world will not always understand your expansion, but that does not matter. It is not for the world to understand, it is for you to live it. And as you live it, you will begin to see that you are exactly where you are meant to be. You will begin to feel the deep peace that comes from knowing that you are not here to please anyone. You are here to fulfill your own soul's purpose, to expand into the fullness of your divine essence, and to show the world the beauty that comes from living in alignment with your true nature. So let go. Let go of the fear, let go of the doubts, let go of the limiting beliefs that tell you that you are not enough, that you are not worthy, that you must shrink to fit in. Step into your greatness. Step into your truth. Step into the light that has always been within you. And as you do, you will find that you are not alone, for the universe will walk with you every step of the way. In the end, it is not about fitting in. It is about expanding to belong, not because you have conformed, but because you have embraced your true self. You are not here to shrink. You are here to expand, to rise, and to shine brightly for the world to see. And as you expand, you will find that you belong not because of what you have done, but because of who you are. And this, dear soul, is the greatest gift you can give yourself, the gift of being fully, authentically, and beautifully you. The world is waiting for you to step into your greatness. Will you? As we approach the final moments of this journey, it is important to ground ourselves in the deep, transformative realization that you have always been whole, always been worthy, and always been enough. The external world may have tried to convince you otherwise, but the truth of who you are cannot be altered by the opinions of others or the limitations of the past. The truth is simple yet profoundly powerful. You are a divine being, an expression of pure love and light, here to expand, to grow, and to fulfill the purpose that has been written in your soul long before you were born. As you continue on this path of self-expansion, you will find that it is not about becoming someone else, nor is it about attaining something you do not already possess. It is about remembering who you truly are, remembering the infinite potential that lies dormant within you, waiting for the moment when you choose to awaken to it. It is about shedding the layers of fear, doubt, and limiting beliefs that have kept you small, and allowing the fullness of your divine essence to emerge. And as you allow yourself to expand, as you allow yourself to step into the fullness of your being, you will begin to see the world with new eyes. You will no longer see obstacles, you will see opportunities. You will no longer see limitations, you will see possibilities. And you will no longer see yourself as separate from the universe, you will see yourself as a vital, integral part of it. A part of the grand design, the divine expression of creation, here to contribute to the beauty, the love, and the light that are the essence of life itself. But remember this, the path to expansion is not a straight line. It is not a path of perfection. There will be times when you stumble, when you question yourself, when you feel uncertain, and that's okay. The very act of expansion requires vulnerability. It requires the courage to face the unknown, to walk through the darkness, and trust that the light will emerge on the other side. It is in these moments of uncertainty that you are given the opportunity to grow the most, to release the fears that have held you back, and to step into a new level of understanding and awareness. This is the path of the awakened soul. It is the path of surrender, of trust, of love. It is the path of aligning your thoughts, your actions, and your energy with the truth of who you are, not who the world says you should be, but who your soul knows you to be. And as you walk this path, you will find that the universe begins to align with you. Doors will open, opportunities will present themselves, and you will be led to people and experiences that resonate with your highest truth. You do not need to chase after these things. You do not need to force them into being. They will come to you as naturally as the breath you take when you align with your true self. And in this alignment, you will find that the world begins to mirror back the very energy that you are radiating, an energy of love, of peace, of authenticity. The more you expand, the more you allow yourself to embody your true nature, the more you will experience the freedom that comes with knowing you are enough exactly as you are. There is nothing you need to do to earn your place in this world. You already belong. Your mere existence is a gift, a miracle, and the universe is constantly supporting you in living your most expansive and authentic life. So, I ask you once again, are you ready? Are you ready to step into the fullness of who you are? Are you ready to expand, to let go of the fear, and to embrace the infinite potential that is already within you? You are not here to fit in. You are here to stand out, to rise up, and to be the light in a world that needs it. You are here to expand into your truest self, and in that expansion, you will discover that you are not only enough, but you are everything. You are the beginning and the end, the light and the love, the infinite potential of the universe unfolding in human form. The world is waiting for you to shine, waiting for you to step into your power and claim your place in the grand design. The moment has arrived, dear soul. It is time to expand. It is time to rise. It is time to be who you truly are. And as you do, you will discover that the world will embrace you, not because you have become someone else, but because you have become fully, completely, and unapologetically you. You are already enough. You always have been. Now, step into your greatness, expand to belong. The universe is waiting for you to show up. You are the light. You are the love. You are the power. And you belong not because you fit in, but because you are exactly who you were always meant to be. Expand, dear soul, and let the world see you shine. There is a sacred moment in every soul's journey when it finally stops running, not from the world, not from failure, not even from pain, but from itself. A moment so quiet it cannot be heard with the ears, yet so loud it echoes through lifetimes. That is the moment of awakening. And it is not found in striving, nor earned through suffering. It comes when you realize this one truth. You cannot move forward holding on. It's a simple sentence, almost forgettable, yet within it lies the entire path to peace, to love, to healing, to liberation. And like all great truths, it doesn't need your agreement to remain true. It only asks for your surrender. But that, for many, is the hardest part, because we cling not only to what hurt us, but to what shaped us. We cling to old identities, to past betrayals, to outdated beliefs, to fear disguised as loyalty, to guilt disguised as love, to pain disguised as purpose. We say we want freedom, but we carry chains of memory around our neck like heirlooms. We say we want peace, but we fuel wars inside our minds with stories of how it should have been, how they should have acted, how we should have known. But life is not lived in the should. It is lived in the now. And now this breath, this moment, this heartbeat is not waiting for you to fix the past. It's waiting for you to release it. Letting go is not forgetting. It is remembering who you are without the burden. It is not denial, it is deeper acceptance. It is saying, I no longer choose to be bound by what no longer serves the becoming of my soul. And that is not weakness, that is not spiritual bypassing. That is the courage of a soul who has seen the fire walk through the ashes and no longer wishes to carry the smoke. You were not born to carry resentment like a badge. You were not created to wear your pain like identity. You were not placed in this body to rehearse tragedy or cling to stories that diminish your light. You are not the wound. You are not the betrayal. You are not the shame. You are the awareness that sees it, the presence that observes it, the light that transcends it. But that light cannot move if you keep anchoring it to old storms. The past is not a place you live. It is a classroom you pass through, and if you don't leave the classroom, you cannot graduate. If you keep rewriting the same paragraph of pain in your mind, how can the next chapter begin? The story of your life is not meant to be one sentence on repeat. It is meant to evolve, to rise, to grow wings. But first, you must loosen your grip on the weight. Ask yourself gently, what have I been holding on to that is holding me back? Is it an apology I never received? A mistake I made years ago? A love that didn't stay? A parent who never saw me? A self-image rooted in survival but starving my spirit? These things, real as they were, are not real now. They are echoes. And you, dear soul, are not an echo. You are the sound. You are the presence. You are the living, breathing miracle that was never meant to dwell in shadows. The ego will tell you that letting go is losing, that forgiveness is weakness, that your pain is power, and to release it is to betray yourself. But the ego is the voice of fear, and fear is clever but not wise. It will try to convince you that if you let go, you'll lose control. But here's the paradox. Only in surrender do you find real control. Only in release do you find peace. Only in unclenching do your hands become free to receive the gifts of now. There is no freedom in reliving the betrayal. There is no healing in reopening the wound. There is no love in rehearsing your unworthiness. So when will you stop? Not because you're forced to, not because someone told you to, but because your soul is tired of dragging yesterday into today, because your heart is heavy with stories that no longer speak your truth, because somewhere deep inside you remember what it felt like to be free before the world told you to be ashamed, before life convinced you to fear, before you mistook survival for identity. You are not here to survive anymore. You are here to live fully, freely, boldly, and living cannot happen in reverse. Release is not a moment. It is a practice, a daily offering of the soul, a choice to say, today, I no longer participate in my own imprisonment. It's waking up and gently, without blame, without shame, placing one thought after another on the altar of surrender. It's saying to your mind, thank you for protecting me, but I don't need this story to be safe anymore. I don't need this pain to remind me who I am, because who you are does not come from what hurt you. It comes from what lives beneath the hurt, the silent stillness, the space between thoughts. The observer who never changes, no matter how much your story does, this observer, this divine spark, is always whispering, let it go. Let it go so you can rise. Let it go so you can feel joy without fear. Let it go so you can move forward not with bitterness, but with wisdom. Let it go not because it didn't matter, but because you do. And that's the heart of it. You matter more than the memory. You matter more than the injustice. You matter more than the approval you never got. Your peace matters more than your need to be right. Your freedom matters more than the familiar pain you've rehearsed for years. But to honor your worth, you must be willing to unclench, to stop worshiping the pain as teacher and begin seeing it as doorway, to stop bowing at the altar of memory and begin dancing in the sanctuary of now. Letting go is not something you do once and forget. It is something you live. It is a frequency you choose, a vibration of lightness, a declaration of trust. Trust that you are safe without the story. Trust that you are held even in the unknown. Trust that the future does not need your wounds to build itself. It only needs your presence. And the present, this sacred miraculous now, is always whispering, come home. Come home not to who they wanted you to be, but who you were before the world taught you to hold on. Come home to your breath, to your body, to your being. You cannot move forward holding on. Not because you're bad, not because you're broken, but because life is motion and clinging is a form of spiritual paralysis. You were not made to stay stuck. You were made to evolve, to open, to expand. So loosen the grip just a little. Breathe into the space that opens. Trust what rises to the surface. And listen, truly listen to the still voice within that's been waiting, not for your perfection, but for your willingness. The willingness to be free. There is a place beyond thought, beyond pain, beyond identity, where all that remains is awareness, pure, infinite, undivided awareness. It does not grieve the past. It does not fear the future. It does not hold on. It simply is. And this place is you. The eternal you. The you that cannot be damaged by what they said. The you that cannot be diminished by what happened. The you that doesn't seek validation, doesn't chase worth, doesn't collect grievances as proof of identity. That you is still here, beneath the layers, beneath the noise, beneath the stories that you keep recycling, like old photographs, whose colors have long faded, but whose emotional residue still stings. You keep returning to the wound because some part of you believes healing is found in the familiarity of pain. But healing is not found in rereading the same chapter. Healing is found in the decision to close the book. You don't have to destroy it. You don't have to burn the pages. You simply have to stop opening it every morning as if your worth is still written there. You are not what happened to you. You are what you choose to become in the space after. And that space, that divine, limitless, quiet space, is where your power has always lived. The power to let go, to forgive, to transcend, not because it makes what happened okay, but because it frees you from the prison of identifying with it. The greatest act of liberation is not marching out into the world demanding change. It is turning inward and saying, I refuse to suffer twice. Once for the event, and again for the memory of it. That is radical freedom. That is soul maturity. That is awakening. To awaken is not to fix yourself. It is to remember you were never broken. It is to gently, lovingly begin removing the masks. The one that says, I am a victim. The one that says, I am not enough. The one that says, I must be strong by never letting go. Strength is not resistance. It is surrender. It is the surrender of the false self, the one built on defense, on survival, on gripping, so that the true self can emerge. And when it does, oh, how light the world becomes. Because suddenly, you are not walking around armored by trauma. You are walking around open, vulnerable, whole. You are no longer echoing the past in every relationship, every silence, every expectation. You are present, here, awake. And presence, true presence, has no room for yesterday's ghosts. The mind will try to tempt you back. It will whisper, but they never apologized. It will shout, but you were wronged. It will plead, but if you let go, who will protect you? Let it speak. Let it cry. Let it roar. And then smile at it the way you would smile at a child who still believes monsters live under the bed. Because fear is a child, and the ego is its bedtime story. But you are the parent now. You are the one who says, shh, it's okay. We don't need to hold on to that anymore. We don't need to keep the pain to feel safe. We are safe now. We are loved now. We are free now. And in that moment, The soul exhales because the soul has always known letting go is not loss. It is return. It is the return to your nature, to your wholeness, to the place before fear taught you to close, before shame taught you to shrink, before pain taught you to pretend. You don't have to pretend anymore. Not to be okay, not to be strong, not to be what someone else needed you to be so you could feel loved. Love does not ask for pretending. Love only asks for presence. And presence cannot enter a heart that is clenched. Unclench, let the light in. Let it find the parts of you that still believe pain is proof. Let it bathe the corners of your spirit where old voices still live, repeating old verdicts. You're not worthy. You're too much. You should have known better. Let the light find those voices and show them the door, not with anger, but with compassion. Because they were trying to protect you once. But you don't need protection now. You need truth. You need softness. You need grace. And grace is what arrives when you let go. It does not enter through the door of control. It enters through the window of surrender. It drips down like rain on a dry desert soul, refreshing, forgiving, soothing. And once you felt it, truly felt it, you will never again mistake holding on for strength. So breathe, and as you breathe, feel the weight begin to lift, not all at once, but breath by breath. Let each inhale be a promise. I choose life. Let each exhale be a release. I surrender the rest. Because holding on is not sacred. Letting go is. Holding on is not loyal. Letting go is. Holding on is not love. Letting go is. Love says, I want you to be free, even if you is a version of yourself still stuck in yesterday, even if you is someone who hurt you but doesn't have power over you anymore, even if you is the person you thought you had to be. You don't. You don't have to be anything today except free. And to be free, you must make peace with the fact that the past will never be different. And that's okay. It doesn't need to change for you to heal. It only needs your willingness to no longer carry it as your identity. You are not here to avenge the past. You are here to resurrect the present. You are not here to prove your pain. You are here to embody your light. And that light, oh beloved, that light was never lost. Only hidden beneath layers of thought, of memory, of identification. But light is not destroyed by shadows. It only waits to be uncovered. Uncover it, not tomorrow, not next year, now. Because every day you wait is a day you feed what no longer serves you. Every moment you delay is a moment you remain bound, and you were not born to be bound. You were born to remember you cannot move forward holding on. Not because you're doing it wrong, but because you were never meant to stay in one place, especially not one built from pain. You are fluid, you are ever-changing, you are movement itself. Life through you wants to dance, not dwell, wants to rise, not ruminate, wants to create, not cling. So step into that stream, let go of the banks, trust that where it takes you is exactly where your soul has been trying to go all along. Freedom is not in the future. Freedom is in the decision to stop gripping the past. Let go. Let go, because the moment you do, your soul will rise, not as a victim, not as a survivor, but as what it has always been beneath the story, a miracle. And miracles don't hold on. They flow. There comes a moment when the soul is no longer content with just surviving, when getting by, hanging on, and pushing through start to feel like spiritual starvation. When even your most convincing justifications for pain begin to sound hollow in your own ears. This is the moment of divine dissatisfaction, not with the world, not with others, not even with your past, but with the false self you've outgrown. Because pain has an expiration date, but only you can choose to honor it You are not here to rehearse hurt until it becomes your home. You are here to outgrow it, transcend it, gently set it down like old clothes that no longer fit. And that's the thing about holding on. It often feels like protection when it's really stagnation. It feels like strength when it's really resistance. It feels like identity when it's really avoidance. Avoidance of truth, avoidance of presence, avoidance of the sacred emptiness that comes before transformation. But emptiness is not something to fear. It is the womb of rebirth. The ego will do everything it can to avoid this void. It will bargain, analyze, justify, and distract. It will fill the space with noise, with judgment, with replays and projections, because the ego knows that if you sit in the silence long enough, you will remember who you really are, and the ego cannot survive in that remembrance. Because in truth, you are not the one who was abandoned, betrayed, or rejected. You are the one who witnessed it. You are not the character in the story. You are the light that holds the entire story. You are not the mistake. You are not the regret. You are not the sorrow. You are the sky, and these were only passing storms. So why build a house beneath the clouds? Why stay anchored to a moment that no longer exists? Why continue to argue for your pain as if it gives you meaning? You do not need pain to prove your depth. You do not need sorrow to prove your strength. You do not need struggle to prove your value. You, beloved, are valuable because you exist, not because you endured. You are worthy because you breathe, not because you suffered. This is the cosmic truth. You are already enough, already whole, already free. You only suffer when you forget. And forgetting is easy in a world that teaches you to collect wounds like currency. You are praised for your scars, but not your healing. Admired for your endurance, but not your peace. Celebrated for your hustle, but not your stillness. But healing is not a performance. Peace is not applause, and stillness is not laziness. It is presence. Presence that allows you to finally say, I am ready to let go. Not because I am weak, but because I am done confusing pain with purpose. I am done mistaking familiar for right. I am done feeding a story that keeps me small. The story is not who you are. It's who you were when you didn't yet know how free you could be. And you are learning now. You are beginning to see that the only chains still holding you are the ones you keep feeding with your focus. That memory only has weight when you choose to lift it. That pain only echoes when you keep calling its name. You are beginning to see that letting go is not erasing it, is evolving. You are not deleting the past. You are releasing its grip on your future. You are not abandoning what shaped you. You are honoring what you've outgrown. And just like the tree does not mourn the leaves it sheds each autumn, your soul does not grieve the stories it no longer needs. It rejoices. It dances. It rises lighter into the sky of infinite becoming. Let yourself shed. Let yourself become. Let yourself be free of the need to fix what never needed fixing in the first place, because your worth, your divinity, your light was never broken, only buried. Buried beneath layers of not enough. Buried beneath they don't love me. Buried beneath I failed. Beneath they left. Beneath I should have done more. But you cannot breathe deeply when you are buried in shame. You cannot rise when you are wrapped in guilt. You cannot love when you are still holding on to a version of yourself who was only trying to survive. It's time to rise, not by force, but by release. Not by adding more, but by surrendering what never belonged to your essence. The pain was never yours to keep. The betrayal was never yours to carry. The guilt was never yours to wear. These were experiences, not definitions. Events, not destinies. Chapters, not conclusions. So take a breath, and with that breath, send love to every version of yourself who didn't know how to let go, to the one who stayed too long, to the one who held on too tightly, to the one who thought that by carrying the pain, they were proving something noble, something holy. And then, with your next breath, release them. Let the younger you rest. Let the sorrow be seen, then dissolve. Let the river of now carry away the residue of yesterday, not with effort, with grace, because grace is the rhythm of the soul when it's finally free from pretending. You don't have to pretend anymore. Not to be fine, not to be strong, not to be perfect. You only have to be present. And in presence, there is no room for clinging. Clinging requires tension. Holding on creates resistance. But your soul was made for flow, for expansion, for becoming. And all becoming begins with release. This is the paradox of the spiritual path. We rise not by reaching, but by releasing. Not by striving, but by softening. Not by gripping, but by trusting. Trust the letting go. Trust the space that opens when you no longer identify with your pain. Trust the silence that comes when the ego stops shouting. Trust the you that emerges when the past is no longer your mirror. You are not what you lost. You are what remains, and what remains is more than enough. So here you are, standing at the edge of a new moment. A moment untouched by your past, untainted by your fears, and unburdened by your stories. A sacred threshold. And the invitation has never been clearer step forward. But you cannot step forward with clenched fists. You cannot move into light while gripping shadows. You cannot rise in truth while wrapped in yesterday. The soul longs to soar, but it cannot fly while you're still tethered to the anchor of what once was. And so you must choose not with the mind, not with logic, not with fear, but with faith. The faith that what lies ahead is more aligned with who you are becoming than what lies behind. And that is the real miracle of letting go. It's not the disappearance of pain, it's the appearance of peace. It's not erasing the story, it's rewriting your relationship to it. It's not pretending it didn't matter, it's realizing you matter more. You are the main character of your life, not the villain of someone else's. You are the author, not the victim. You are the creator, not the captive. But to create, to author, to move you, must put the old pen down. The one that only knows how to write in grief. The one that only sketches in scarcity. The one that doesn't yet believe in your joy. Hold your own hand now. And let the sacred in you rise up and say, no more. No more giving my energy to what cannot love me back. No more feeding the past with the power of the present. No more trading my future for familiar suffering. And in that vow, that sacred, silent vow, you are born again. Not into perfection, but into permission. Permission to love without fear. Permission to forgive without conditions. Permission to be whole without apology. There is nothing noble in keeping your pain alive. You do not need to honor it by repeating it. You do not need to prove your endurance by wearing it. What you went through shaped you, yes, but now your liberation will define you. The ego will say, but if I let go, who am I? And the soul will whisper, finally, yourself. The self that is free of shame, because it remembers that mistakes are part of growth. The self that is free of resentment, because it recognizes that carrying poison does not heal the wound. The self that is free of the need to perform, to prove, to punish, because it has finally come home. And home is not a destination. It is a state of being, a return to presence, a return to peace, a return to the divine. And that's what letting go truly is. It is a return, not a loss, not an ending, not a giving up, but a homecoming, a sacred reunion with your true nature. And in that reunion, there is no room for guilt, no room for proving, no room for replaying what already happened 1,000 times in your mind. There is only breath. And this breath, this holy inhale and exhale, it does not live in yesterday. It does not carry your story. It does not ask who was right. It only asks, are you here? And so I ask you now, are you here? Are you in this breath? Or still lost in a moment that no longer exists? Are you ready to rise? Or still bargaining with a version of yourself that was built on survival? Are you willing, not perfectly, not forever, just in this moment, to let go? To let go of the old pain, not because it wasn't real, but because your healing is more important? To let go of the resentment, not because they deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve peace? To let go of the story, not because it didn't shape you, but because it no longer defines you. You are allowed to be new. You are allowed to walk away from the pain. You are allowed to lay down the guilt. You are allowed to stop carrying your suffering as proof of your worth. You are allowed to be light. And so, in this moment, choose. Choose freedom over familiarity. Choose peace over performance. Choose presence over pain. Let go. Let go. Let go. Not just once, not just today, but as a practice, a rhythm, a way of life. Because this moment, this sacred now, is waiting for you, and it has no room for what you refuse to release. So unclench, exhale, come home to yourself, and remember, you cannot move forward holding on. But the moment you let go even just a little, the universe moves with you. The stars lean closer, the wind shifts, and your path, once clouded by grief, opens with grace. This is your time, not to forget who you were, but to become who you are. Not to avenge your past, but to embody your peace. Not to prove your story, but to live your truth. You are not your pain. You are not your past. You are not your ego. You are not your fear. You are the light that has waited patiently beneath it all. And now that light is ready to rise. Let it move through you. Let it love through you. Let it speak, dance, sing, weep, awaken. Let it be your truth. Let it be your guide. Let it be your home. Because your soul was never meant to carry the burden of what no longer is. It was meant to live in the beauty of what always was. And what always was is you, free, whole. Now,